Okay, so as you've seen on the post, this is a mixed media altered bottle. I used Art Anthology, a bunch of pretty colors. So I'll go through the colors with you that I used. Okay, so I used the gemstones, and I actually watered this one down and put it in a spray bottle. Or actually, it wasn't this garnet. It was the gemstones Roto Light, and this is a really rich color. It's really, really pretty. It's really vibrant. So these paints are really super thick, but you can water them down and they work great. I also used the metal effects, and it's the gold, which is one of my favorites. I love to use the gold. And then I used the velvet terracotta. This is one of my new favorite colors too. I love using orange, shades of orange. And then this one is a sorbet cayman. Cayman, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. But this is always one of my favorite colors too. That's really pretty. And then I also used the colorations. And I have Siesta Key here, but I thought I used peacock. Peacock feathers. Let me grab it. Oh dear, I thought I had the right one. Okay, here it is. So this one's one of my favorites too. Okay, so I didn't prep the bottle with anything. I just started covering it. I had everything ready except for the bottle. Oh my gosh, how silly is that? Okay, so you can use tissue paper, you can use anything that's thin. I have a scrapbook paper, and it's almost the thickness of tissue paper, just a hint thicker. And what I did was I got this, misted it a little bit just to get it more movement out of it. Okay, and put that aside, and then I used Mod Podge. And I gave it a good coating on the whole entire bottle. This can get really, really messy. So I would be generous with the coat because it dries. It doesn't dry really quickly, but if there's not a good coat, the paper, there will be bubbles in the paper. So I'll keep checking chat to see if there's any questions. Okay, let me dampen this just a little more. And actually, I think I had to trim it off some because it was too much. You don't have to be perfect about it. You can actually tear the pieces. I've done that before and just randomly put it on the bottle. And then you can even have wrinkles on there if you want more texture. That's always fun. I love texture. I'm going to trim this up. And then give a little bit more Mod Podge here to seal it. And what I did was just kind of scrunch the top. And then you can go back, and what I did was put a little more Mod Podge in places to seal it. So I hope you have your wet wipes handy. Okay. Let me see if anybody has any questions, or if anybody, let me see here. Hi Patty, nice to see you here. Are you gonna be doing a bottle along with us? Or are you just here to watch? Okay, I see Brandy, you forgot your heating gun. I forgot to tell you. Okay, let me wipe this glue up. So I'm just going to give this a quick dry. Okay, see all that texture? I just love it. Okay, let me see. I don't remember because I did this a couple weeks ago. And that's what I tend to do, is forget what product I used first. And this is, you don't have to do this, but I put down paper towel just because it's just going to be messy. So with the Rhodolite, I put a couple little dashes of it in this bottle and just put some water. And I was actually just experimenting when I created this bottle. I just gave it a quick spray all over. And this one, I don't know if it's the spray bottle, but it got clogged up a little bit. So you can actually just get a paintbrush. Let me see here. See how the Rhodolite, I'm pretty sure it might have been the Garnet, but I thought I used the Rhodolite, but look at it, the pretty color. It just gets lighter. And I didn't cover, you know, I didn't make sure that the whole bottle was covered. I just did it in random spots. So I'll give that a quick dry. My hands are full of glue. Let me close this up here. And I'm trying to remember here. I think I went with the shade of blue. And so if you don't want your fingers stained or you don't have that degreaser, I would suggest you use rubber gloves. This paint is highly pigmented and it will stain your fingers. So what I did was just went along the bottle. Oh, I should put it on this side. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Oh my gosh. Brandy, don't don't get mad. I forgot to put the trim on. See, I got ahead of myself again. I'm sorry about that. This will be a quick fix. So on the bottle here, there's some trim here, here, and then on the bottom. Oh my goodness. Sorry about that. Okay, so get your good glue out, the Fabri-Tac. And what I did was just put a generous amount on. And this is just for texture. And here's where my fingers get full of glue. Let's see if this will work better. Let me put it this way. Oh my gosh. My fingers are so full of glue. And then one more piece up here. And if you have a trim that you don't like the colors, this is perfect because it'll be covered anyway. Let's see if I can wipe. Did you catch up, Brandy, with me forgetting about the trim? Okay, so let's do this again here. Actually, you know, we can leave that because it's going to get covered. So I'm just going to continue with the blue. I mean, look at that. Isn't that pretty already? I love that. And you can use a paintbrush to do this part, but when I was experimenting, I was just using my fingers. Okay. See what I mean about the staining? So I'm going to give it a quick dry and then move on to the next color. Okay. Let me make sure. I can't see it. Okay, I'm just making sure I'm in the screenshot here. So next I'm going to use the garnet, and this is a gemstone. Again, using my fingers, which is crazy. Let me move it over here. Okay. It really doesn't look like the colors yet, but I think it'll happen after I do some spraying. This is just awful, but it's fun. Oh, let me give it a quick dry. And then next I'm going to use the velvet, and this is the terracotta. I know it does not even look like the colors on my completed bottle, but hopefully it'll come close. And what I love about their paints is it shines, and then some of the colors have glitter in it, and I love that. And I'm just doing it randomly. There's no rhyme or reason. Sometimes when I'm doing my projects, I'll feel like I'm at the end of it, and then I do something different and I feel like, oh my gosh, I messed that up. And then I'll work with it a little bit more, and then it turns out even better than I thought. So this was one of the projects I just had no idea how it was going to turn out and what I was even trying to accomplish, but somehow they turn out. Sometimes I've thrown stuff away too. Okay. My gosh, my fingers are bad. My hands, look at, there's glue. So I'm gonna give that a quick dry. What I love about their paints is it dries fairly quickly. I mean, there's hardly, well, you can't tell on my fingers, but touching it, it feels dry. So I think I was just, playing around, and I went back with the blue, and then I would go back with the red, or, the Garnet. And then the last thing would be, for the paint, is the gold. You can kind of see the purple coming through here. I just want to see if anybody has any questions. Okay, are you keeping up, Brandy? Definitely have your wet wipes when you're using paints. I can't seem to get this glue off, and it's driving me crazy. Let me give it a quick dry, and then I'm going to use the spray, I think. Actually, I think I'm going to use some more the Garnet. Just because it's looking, there's just too much. Let me give it a good coat here, and then I'm going to give it a spray of the peacock feathers. Are your fingers all dirty, Brandy? Okay, quick dry, and then we'll do some spraying. That scared me. There's a gob of paint there, and it bubbled, and made a little sound and scared me when I was just drawing. That's what I love about this paint too, is when I'm drying it, it bubbles up and it gives you more texture. Okay. So I remember, I'm recalling working on this. I put it, after I did this, I put it away for a little bit, and I think I finished it up that evening. So then I wasn't happy with it completely. So I started spraying. Let's see what happens here. And this is the Colorations Peacock. I know it looks scary. And it looks really dark. It's all about the layering, you know, when I do these bottles. Okay, let me give it a quick dry, and then I'm going to add more of the terracotta. Oh, you're smart to use a brush. I don't know why I don't try it. I think it's just more fun to use your fingers, I guess, and more messy, obviously. So let me see what this terracotta does. This is supposed to be art, right? Okay. Let me give it a quick dry again, and then I think that I might use just a little more of the garnet, and then I will start with the gold. I'm gonna have to get rid of this. Keeps on sticking. And you can use, you know, if there's a favorite color that you like, you can always let it show more in spots and just use a hint of the other colors. One more layer of this garnet. As you can see, I didn't get all of in between the trim here. And I mean, this paint dries so quick that I love it. And I love how thick it is. And give it a quick dry, and then we'll start with the gold. Okay, again, this is the metal effects. And I don't cover it all. I just kind of give it a quick brush through with my fingers. And look at that. Isn't that cool? It just depends on what look you're going for. And I really, like I said, I was experimenting with these, so I really didn't know what I was going to end up with. I just love this gold is so awesome. I've used it on a lot. I used a lot of it on my projects. Okay, see, hopefully you can see all that pretty. It doesn't blend the colors, but it just gives it a metallic, a really pretty metallic look to it. I think I used more red, more of the Garnet in this bottle, but it's really pretty. And you can go back and touch it up with more of the other colors showing through if you want. I just think it's a lot of fun to play with the paints. Unicorn art? What is that? I can't wait to see what you created. And Sabrina, you need to show a picture when you create yours. Patty, did you get a chance to get a bottle yet, or are you going to do it later? Okay, I'm going to give it a quick dry, and then we're going to embellish it with a few embellishments. Unicorn. Get another project here that I created. Where I used the I don't know if it was terracotta. Let me see here. I'm pretty sure it was the Kenyan copper on this project, and this was actually for Melissa Francis, but I used Art Anthology paints. And so I used one of the shades of blue. I think it was the darker one. Let me see here. And I actually have a video on YouTube creating this, but I just wanted to show you how pretty it is. And I actually used a little bit of gold, and I used I'm not for sure. I'm pretty sure I used the gold on this one. And I used this to touch it up. It's really, I love those colors. It's like a patina. Is that patina? So anyway, I just wanted to show you. If you get a chance, go watch my video. Okay, I lost what I'm doing. So I want to show you the bottle here. So I won't do the splatters until the end, but I mean, look at the difference. I actually like this one better. I just like the colors, the way they turned out. Okay, so I'm gonna find the front, because I'm just looking at the where I glued the ends of the trim at. And what I did, let me find, it's still sticking just a little bit. It's just a oh, I was gonna give it a, give it a dry. Okay, I'm looking at chat here. Okay, Sabrina, I really want to see what you'd create. So I didn't put enough glue right there. Okay, look at how pretty that is. I love it. Still a little tacky, but it's almost dry. Okay, so you can use flowers, you can use, you know, metal embellishments, you can use chipboard on these. And even I could have, you know, glued these all down before I started painting, and then it would be part of that, but I wanted, I don't know, like I said, I was experimenting, so this was what I came up with. So I have a metal embellishment, and I like to use the 3D gel for this because, I mean, it might take longer to dry, but it really sticks. And I'm going to change it a little bit. I have a little rhinestone. Thank you, Sabrina, for the 3D gel. It's one of my favorite items to have. Let me. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot. So I think all three of you were here last week when last week when I had some of this, whatever it's called. And there's a whole bag I got from Michael's, and it's really fun to work with. It's kind of messy though. So actually I'm going to use the Fabri-Tac glue because this will actually help the natural whatever fiber stuff they have. Not fiber, but I don't know. It's like a in between grass and something. So I love the wispiness of this stuff. And you can cut it down if you want. Okay, and then I have some little cherry blossoms, and I use the Fabri-Tac glue for these because it will go faster, stick faster. I can't tell. Let me make sure I'm in the screenshot here. Okay. Aren't they awesome, Sabrina? I just love that. Love the colors. I love. Sometimes you have to just kind of give it a push and they'll stay in place. And I'm pretty sure you all follow me. I had another project that I used a lot of the orange and blue, but I'll get the project out again here and show you. It is so cool, so fun to play with the orange and blue. So here was the other project. This was so, oh, I loved the colors. And it was lots of, like on this bottle, it was lots of layers of colors. And those were, I used our Anthology with that whole frame. I was just reading chat. I know the colors, you wouldn't even think of, you know, like I said, I was experimenting. So when it turned out so pretty, I was like, wow, I gotta try do this on a class. So you keep sticking just a little bit. And then Sabrina got me these zippers. I actually found, I think, 2 more packs that somebody was selling. So I was so excited because I love these trinkets. And actually, let's get the beads out. So I love to use beads on my projects, micro beads. I love mica flakes. It just brings a lot of texture and it just makes it really pretty. I hate to cover up this pretty paint here. And I always have a handy dandy paper plate to catch my beads. And I really don't have any rhyme or reason to where I place my beads. I just kind of look at it and go for it. Okay. And I think I used some glitter. Let me see here. Actually, here. And what I do is kind of push it in so I don't have to add more of the gel. And the bead, oh goodness. Let me clean up the beads here real quick. And that's another idea you can do. You can cover, you know, once you get the paper on, you can put beads on and then go ahead and cover it with the paints, and that would be some awesome texture. And my little mix of beads and mica flakes is getting full. So that's what I do with my when I'm working on projects and they get mixed, I just get a container and put them all in there, and eventually I'm going to use it. Okay, let me see here. Let me get the mica flakes out. And this is, let me just dab a little bit there. Okay. And then you can go back and you can add micro beads. You can add, you know, gold would look good with this. You can add, you know, glitter. And then the last thing, let me make sure. Oh, we have the splatters. That's the, let me, I'm gonna add the zipper afterwards because I won't be able to tip it up. It'll fall off. So, oh, you missed that canvas, Brandy? I love that. I love the colors. Those are my favorite colors to create with. Okay. So, I might have to take this off and just glue that later, but you have an idea of what I did because it's just gonna fall off when I put this down. But look at those colors. I mean, it's so pretty. This can get messy, so if you want to put maybe a couple, some paper towels spread around, because I find that I go crazy when I'm splattering, and I have it on my window, I have it on the blinds, it's kind of crazy. But I like the light that I have here, so I have to have, you know, I have to have that open. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna water down and dilute this gold. Okay, so here's the fun part, and you can do a little bit, you can do a lot. I think mine is a little bit thicker because when it goes sideways like that, it just means that my paint was thicker. I think I added too much water. Oh boy. So you can always practice, you know, like I said in the last class, I tend to practice on a piece of paper when I'm spraying with new colors, or I want to see what it'll look like together. And that's what you can do with the splatters. You can take a little bit of paint and see what happens. This one is getting a total different look. But it's still fun. This one wants to just splat, you know, like dots. And if you don't like something, you can just wipe it off. Let me give it a quick dry, and then I'm going to use the blue. Hi, Julie. Check this out. So here's my bottle I posted. And here's the one I just created. It's really, really, really pretty. Okay, so I splattered some, I think it was the peacock feathers. And if you can get a fan paintbrush, they are fun to splatter with. So what I did was just did it on the flowers here. And actually, I think that is it. So I always like to show you. Oh, I did forget the, see, I did forget some, on this one, I actually had some leaves right here that I forgot to put on. So, I mean, even, I can put those on now and it'll still look fine. I can run some gold on it and it'll still look fine. Let me do that. But I don't want to cover up the paint. I love the colors. And I'm gonna cover up some of the beads. See, I mean, even that looks okay. I'm gonna put this back on, and then I'm gonna glue on the zipper. Actually, I'm gonna try. I just don't think it sticks as well. Let me close that back up. And just let that dry for a few minutes. So let me just play with this a little bit. So you can, you know, make it look like it belongs and just put a little bit of the colors on there. Okay. So again, I'm using the terracotta. And you can go, you know, put it on the flowers too. I just left them white on this one. And then I'm going to put some of the blue on there. The cayman. And then just a little bit of the gold. I hate to waste this gold, so I'm just going to rub it in here. See, you could see that the splatters aren't as noticeable as on this one, I used too much water and it watered it down quite a bit, but you still see the spots. Okay, I think that's it for the second time, that it is complete. So here is my first project, and here's the one we created today. Look at my desk, it's a mess. Whoop. It's a mess. Super, I just love this how this one turned out. It's so pretty. So Sabrina, make sure and share your project, and Patty, I would love to see what you do, and Julie, I hope you can play around with the paints too. And Brandy, send me a picture here in a bit. I want to see it. So anyway, hopefully in a couple weeks I'll have another project. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. But stay tuned, you know, watch for my posts. I always update on when I'm going to have my classes, and thank you for joining me. And I need to get cleaned up and go get my kids. So thank you again, and I hope you enjoyed the show. Hopefully I can figure out how to shut this down. Thank you, Sabrina. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good day.